away, cowboy.
All right, what do you want me to start with? What's the first order of business?
Well, welcome to our podcast. This is Sue and Spanky. We are here with our miniature dachshunds. They're licking my legs. Ignore them. I'm not mad because they're not barking. But today we're just going to be trying some drinks with you guys and discussing some like random shit.
Very free form today, I think.
Yeah, this is our first official episode. We're so excited. We are late because we thought Spanky had pink eye. Turns out it was something else, but yeah, he's had a lot of issues with his eyeballs.
It's a cross to bear. I'm allergic to a certain contact lens solution, so I can't clean my contacts with that. When they come out of the box, they're fine, but then after I let them sit overnight, suddenly it's a death trap.
Yeah, that really sucks. I'm really excited to be getting this podcast going. I feel like my energy is so low right now, so I'm so excited to try a caffeinated drink that we have. We got it from this place called, what is that place called?
Basic Eatery.
That's it. Basic. I don't know why I can never remember. It's such a basic word. I don't know why I can't remember it. Basic Eatery. It's like one of our favorite places to eat in Lebanon. That's where we live. But we thought we would just grab drinks from there because they always have the coolest looking organic drinks. I think they're all organic, I'm pretty sure. But this one's a healthier tea. It's 0 sugar. It's called Swoon.
It's sweetened by monk fruit, 0 sugar, non-GMO. What else? I've got an Arnold Palmer from Swoon.
He loves his Arnold Palmers. I hate Arnold Palmers. They're nasty.
Delicious.
5 calories, but it's caffeinated. 100% daily vitamin C. Immunity support. We both need that. 24 milligrams of caffeine. I don't even know like what a normal milligram of caffeine in a drink is, but
It actually says right here, a cup of coffee has 90 milligrams of caffeine.
okay, well then this is perfect for me because I've already had a cup, and when I drink more than one, I get a little frazzled.
Cheers.
Cheers, Swoon. Swoon with you.
Swoon. I think it's good.
Mine's good too.
Sweet but not too sweet. It tastes very natural.
I like it.
It's crisp.
It tastes like tea too. Like sometimes when you get those like sugar-free teas, they don't taste like tea even. They just taste like chemicals. But this one tastes really good.
Tastes like sometimes they taste like just the sweetener.
Yeah.
And since this is monk fruit, maybe it's kind of more muted.
When we lived in Chattanooga, we drank Peak tea. Was that what it was? Peak. And it was good for like the options of sugar-free because they had a 0 sugar version. And that was back when I was super like want to eat healthy. But it tasted like chemically.
It did. I remember that.
But this one doesn't.
It wasn't bad.
It was we drank it. We have another thing of it in our fridge. We just haven't touched it.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
I have not even thought of that.
Not been opened. One time it gave me diarrhea because it was old.
I remember that.
That was bad.
That was bad. But it's good though. I like it.
So we could start with our questions that we have for each other. I said, let's just ask each other a question. Like it could be anything you want to ask.
Okay.
Do you have a question for me?
What do you do to unwind? You're so busy, and sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I took a break today, and I cleaned the shower. And where I come from, that a break does not make. So what is it that you do to truly relax whenever you're not doing... What's the least productive break you take?
I've not been good at that lately.
You're just all hustle.
I know, and I like burn myself out. So I'd say my breaks are my depressions. Because I'll have like a quote unquote, not really, but a manic episode where I work nonstop, dawn till dusk for like 2 weeks straight.
Right.
And then I'll have this period of like 2 or 3 days where I'm just like sad, down in bed, and do little.
Right.
Very little. So I'd say that's how I rest, but that's not healthy. My favorite things that I want to get better at doing to rest would be more yoga. I love going to hot yoga.
Truth.
Hot yoga, Lebanon. That place makes my soul feel so great. They're the reason I wanted to get my yogurt tea.
Your what?
My yoga. I don't know.
Your yogurt certification.
My yoga certification, because it just makes me feel so good. The yoga makes me feel good, and then but more so than the yoga, I love doing the cardio classes, which that's productive. Wouldn't it be considered productive? It's not like a chill. It's not like you chill. It's not chill.
No, it's not. That's a misconception.
Taylor has thrown up after those classes.
I have lost consciousness nearly.
They've even done police. They've done Heather, the owner, has done police academy.
She does stuff with
and
local
she
police.
said that they were throwing up. It's hard workouts. The hardest workout I've ever done in my life. And I'm a swimmer. I've done a lot of hard cardio workouts, but I love it. It makes my endorphins just burst. But I would say in the winter, I'm rambling about myself. Is that okay?
I don't mind at all. It is the Sue and Spanky podcast, so.
My dog just licks my body all over. I don't know why. But I would say my most chill way to relax would be watching some shows that I enjoy or taking a bath in the winter. I love to take baths in the winter, but I don't just take a bath. I'm editing or reading for school. It's never just a bath.
It's been a long time since you went to take a bath and took nothing but a glass of wine or a pleasure book that you read for fun. That's been a very long time.
Are you bringing this up because of yesterday? Did you ask this question because of how I was acting yesterday after I cleaned the house?
I mean, that's an example of it, but it's certainly not. It's not an uncommon example. So, But yeah, I came home from work and you were cleaning the shower at 10 o'clock at night.
I know.
Just chilling. So, but I don't think, to circle back, I don't think it's unhealthy, and I don't think it's necessarily productive to go exercise. I think that can be, it's not productive, but I think it goes outside the realm of being busy. It's good busy, you know? It's like watching a documentary you really like or a TV show you really like. You're accomplishing something, but it's for fun.
Self-care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to become, now that I keep saying I want to do this, but I want to get better at a balanced life.
Truth.
So
I think we could all, I know myself, get better at that as well. So
yeah, honestly, this feels like chill.
It does. This is productive.
It's productive, but it's chill.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. The tea is great. I'm gonna drink this. The drink we tried in our intro video, we didn't finish them.
Well, that was an alcoholic drink, and I don't really drink a lot of alcohol, and I really don't drink a lot of liquor, so I don't mind
we're more
it.
of wine and beer drinkers.
Yeah,
but I didn't. I like mixed drinks, but that one wasn't good. It was if you're wanting to get crunk, it's a good drink because it's such a little volume and such heavy alcohol percentage. But anyway, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Swoon. It's so good.
So good.
We're not sponsored by any of these drinks, by the way.
No.
We just like to try new shit. And so we thought, let's just try drinks. I don't know, just to do something together that's different. We love going to new restaurants. And I feel like this is a happy medium because we don't have time to do that.
No. Not a lot.
As much lately, but.
That was a burp. That was a guzzle burp or something. It sounded like Frank.
Sue Dillon?
Is it Sue Dillon? Sound like the princess and the frog. But yeah, I don't know. Going to new restaurants is such a time thing. I love going, but it's daunting. The pandemic spoiled me because now if you want to go to a new restaurant, you got to get dressed. You got to be presentable.
I love going out, but I'm so scared I'm not going to like the food.
That's true. You never know.
That happens. I like to stick to what I know, but I do enjoy going to try new places. We need to do that more.
I do. I think it's more of a mental barrier, getting outside your comfort zone that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Whereas the beverage, you can just grab it, come home, and...
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you.
Please.
I know your pawpaw is a memorable, one of the most memorable people in your family.
Absolutely.
I want you to tell me in the podcast the most bizarre pawpaw story that you know.
Man. There would be quite a lot. My grandfather passed away, I believe it was 2 years ago, and he was a very eccentric man, but he would have scoffed at being called eccentric. He just was very much a product of his time. He was a very simple Southern man, born in the 1930s.
There's nothing simple about that man.
But for his time, I mean, a lot of people did what he did. I don't know. He was born on a farm, raised on a farm in the 30s.
Only owned Buicks.
Only owned General Motors cars. He would do a Buick, Chevrolet. He had nothing but negative things to say about Ford. He had
like
nothing
3
but,
Buicks.
He had 3 that looked exactly the same.
And like, didn't 2 of them not run and one of them leaked oil or something like that?
They all had problems.
And he just refused to get any other new car.
Yeah. So that just kind of paints a picture of him. He had a brand new GMC truck that was brand new in like 2000 that he bought, parked in the garage. It was never driven. I think to this day it has like 12,000 miles on it. It's extremely low.
Is it around still? Never mind. We're not going to go there.
After he passed away, it stayed in the family. I think it's with some of my extended family. I'm really not sure exactly where it's at. But what's the most eccentric story? After he died, this is strange. They were cleaning out his house, and he was a bit of a hoarder. He had like shopping carts, old broken washing machines, license plates. I mean, all this junk in this house they didn't even live in. He had 2 houses in the same county.
Yeah.
And they were digging. He had this. He loved bananas. That's another side note. He would eat about 3.
We have one on our fridge from him.
Yeah, he would eat about 3 bananas every day.
Magnet.
He was such a banana eater. And if we were going to a function and he knew that we would be there for an extended amount of time, he would have my grandmother stop at a supermarket on the way and pick up bananas to make sure he would have enough to get through the event. And they found this banana magnet, very realistic looking, when they were cleaning out his house. And he left a will, but it was very bare bones about like what to do with my money and my cars and just split it between my kids. Very simple. But my grandmother came up to me as they were cleaning the house, and she handed me that magnet of his favorite food, probably thing in the world. And she was like, he wanted you to have this. And I was honored, but a little confused.
I love that.
Because most people, it would be maybe a picture, maybe a watch. I don't know.
Of some sort.
Something with like, some kind of great treasure. But I guess that was his treasure. It was just a different kind of treasure. But he certainly had an effect on me because I would consider myself probably a bit eccentric too. I can admit it. My pawpaw would never have claimed himself to be eccentric.
No, but he was.
He was so different.
I never knew him without him having dementia. So
he
I don't
died
know.
from dementia, yeah.
But he would tell stories, but he would tell us the same story over and over. But it was a good story.
He was very, very funny without trying to be funny. He always spoke his mind, and he would, if he didn't like someone, he would think, oh, I'm being polite. But he would talk about them to their face in such a way that
like, how much you
he was
weighing?
insulting. Yeah, he said that to my aunt one time. He's like, how much you weighing now? That was the day he met her. She was
so
baffled.
funny.
Yeah. And he didn't think he was insulting her. He was just genuinely just curious. I don't know.
Yeah. He was always nice to me.
He really liked you. Yeah. He really did. He liked Winston, too. He got to meet Winston.
Winston. We love baby. Winston. Look at him. Look at the baby.
Not a baby anymore. Look at him. He's a big man.
Listen. Say something. Say something.
Give him a rub. Give him a ham hock rub. See what he does.
Well, I'm like so excited to hear your tier list. Okay.
So, of all the things to tier list, I thought something appropriate to tier list for our first episode, because you kind of was like, I want you to pick us a tier, because I'm more familiar with tier lists.
Yeah. You're more familiar with podcast stuff in general.
I love podcasts. I used to have a desk job where I sat there all day and listened to podcasts. Mm-hmm. So it was like 2 years straight, all day podcast. I don't do well when I listen to music. I'm more productive when I listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. So I know more about tier lists. I know more about like YouTube, tier list, things like that. And I thought, what better thing to tier list for our first video than Cokes?
Yeah.
Which, for anyone who's watching this outside of what I would consider the South, any kind of soft drink, carbonated drink in a can, I would call this a Coke. Almost. Just because it's in a can and it's not a beer. So therefore it is a Coke. Mm-hmm. But some people call them soft drinks, soda pops. I worked with a guy from Wisconsin. He called it a pop.
Yeah, I know people like that.
I didn't know what he was talking about. He had to explain it to me.
Damn Yankees.
I couldn't agree more. But so I thought Cokes. So some of our Cokes that are featured here, which I'm sure, it'll be stitched beneath. But we've got Fanta, Canada Dry, Coca-Cola, Sunkist, stuff like that. So, Are you familiar at least with the basic tier list stuff, I think?
Oh, yeah. Like, so it's you rate it A through F, like as if you're giving it a grade in school.
It's got A, B, C, D, F. Of course, A being the best, F being the worst, everything in between. What you
No
would
E?
expect. There is no E.
Okay.
Took out the E just to make it more like school. Now, there is a S tier. S tier being at the top above A. S tier is like the super tier, the GOAT tier, the greatest of all time tier, the superb tier, even.
Sizzling.
A sizzling tier, if you like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the S tier, and there's no real rule. Like sometimes I'll watch these videos and people will put 3 or 4 in S tier, but I will caution you, please try to be judicious with your S tier. I probably would only rank one of these
I
as
know which
S.
one I'm going to put.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're going to put too. And if we disagree, we'll try to come to an agreement of where to stick it. But our first Coke, let's do something easy. Where would you put just plain old Coca-Cola?
You know, I used to love Coke. I drank it pretty often. Then I had COVID. And I lost my taste and smell for a whole year. Couldn't even smell shit. I was a nurse.
You couldn't eat anything. Everything tasted bad.
That was the best part, was like being a nurse and people shitting. And I couldn't smell it. Like, I would just clean it. But I worked in a certain area where I had to check. Because I was like, usually you could smell it and be like, okay, they need to change. But no, I had to look. Because I couldn't smell it. But that was great. But the Coke, going back to the Coke.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure, side note, that wasn't just your sense of smell being fried from cigarette smoking?
This was pre-Sue Dillon.
Oh, of course.
The Coke, I used to love Coke, but now it tastes like smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like smoke. It tastes bad. And I cannot drink it to this day. It's still not any better. Mm-hmm. I try it and I'm like, it's just not good. And there's certain foods like that, but that's one of them. So I'm putting that as, for me, it's an F. I hate it.
Really?
I wouldn't drink it.
For me, straight up Coca-Cola, just from a historical perspective, I can't just put it in F tier because that's the OG. You know, none of these others would probably even be on here were it not for Coca-Cola. And I also like the taste. Of all the Coke flavored, just unflavored soda Cokes, I think Coke is not the best. Although I do think the best Coke flavored is on here, but I don't think it's the worst. I would probably put it in, honestly, B tier. So if you want to split the difference and put it in C or D, that doesn't offend me.
We have to agree.
We don't have to agree. How about D?
We'll go to D.
Oh, heck. Hang on a minute. It's trying to distort itself. There it goes. Okay, Coke's in D tier. Next up, Mellow Yellow. I'll go first on this one. Mellow Yellow, to me, is gross. I think it's disgusting. It tastes like chemicals. I've heard rumors that it's like super bad for you, even more so than anything else on here. I would stick it straight in F tier.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard it's really bad for you.
I don't drink it, so we can go to F. I don't know. I mean, I've drank it and I liked it, but I don't ever just say, oh, I want a Mellow Yellow.
Yeah. I will also point out, like, I feel like a lot of their packaging for these products is very iconic because, like, Cokes are branded so much. You know what I mean? Like, there's such recognizable logos. And Mellow Yellow used to have a recognizable logo, and they changed it to this disgusting mess. Have you seen the new one? Mm-mm. It's just like a black M and a black Y and a yellow can. It looks stupid.
Yeah.
So I hate their logo. I hate that they changed it. All the more reason to stick it in F tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, for our next one.
Dope.
Yeah, well, speak of the devil, next up is Sprite.
I don't ever drink Sprite unless I'm sick.
Right.
But I mean, it's a solid drink.
So did you grow up in a house where you'd say, I have a stomach ache or I'm sick or whatever, and your mom or your grandma would give you a Sprite?
Yeah. So
okay,
I put it in C tier just because it's good, but like I don't drink it like
I would
for
put it
fun.
I would put it in C tier. I would put it up to B tier if we're talking about drinks you mix alcohol with.
I was just thinking about that. It's mixable, and that's a good base.
It's very versatile for mixed drinks.
Yeah.
I'm still comfortable with putting it in C tier, though, because it's just not something I crave. I know some people are diehard Sprite fans, but I'm just not one of them. Next up, we have cream soda. You have an affinity for cream soda.
Man, I remember the first time I tried cream soda.
You remember the first time you ever had it at all?
Yeah. I was a child. I was a little girl. I had to be. This is one of my first memories because my parents were together, and I remember being little, and it was before Mary was born.
That was a long time ago.
So I had to be like 2 and some change. 2, going on 3 years old, because me and my sister are 3. Well, I was probably 3 because me and my sister are like 3.5. I don't know if my mom was pregnant. I don't remember that much. I just remember, being told no. And then this moment, there was a breakthrough when I asked if I could have a drink of the cream soda that my dad was drinking that we got from the dirty store.
The dirty store?
Yeah, it was a gas station and the floors were disgusting and I called it the dirty store. I loved going there. They had great candy selection.
Excellent.
But
this was in East Tennessee then.
Yeah, I remember exactly where it is too. But I don't know if it's still around, but I remember where it was. But I said, "Can I have a drink?" And they said, "Yeah, sure, you can have a drink." And they gave me a drink of it out of the bottle. And I remember it burned. It burned, but it was good.
The carbonation.
It was the tastiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. Nothing compares to that moment when I tasted cream soda for the first time, and it was an addiction. It was a special treat, but I wanted it from that point forward.
The last 25 years, you've just been chasing that feeling.
Yeah.
So what tier are you thinking?
A.
I don't even think if I've had cream soda, I don't really remember it, so I just don't have a strong opinion of it. I would say C, but
it's got to go in A. It's
A tier is fine. A tier is fine.
You say Coke? No. I'd say cream soda existed before Coke.
You think so?
Yeah. I would say. So good.
Just a side note, my first memory also is somewhat similar. I vividly remember being 2, maybe 3. I remember staying at my other grandmother's house, which was a trailer. And I vividly remember her ashing a cigarette onto an ashtray in one hand at the kitchen counter of this trailer and pouring me a bowl of Cap'n Crunch with the other. And I remember all the food there tasting like smoke.
That's awesome.
But it was also quite good. I don't know that I would say I'm chasing that feeling, but that was
I know what you mean
special.
by it tasted like smoke. Like, I can imagine that because I've been there.
Yeah, she would send us pretzels and goodies and stuff at Christmas time, and they always tasted like smoke, and my mom would be like, just throw this crap away.
It makes me feel warm inside thinking about that. It's just like so comforting in a way. Mm-hmm. Like when I smell someone smoking Marlboro Reds or Marlboros in general, that's what my family smoked. So besides my grandma, she smoked Virginia Slims, but never around us.
Classy lady.
But the family that I was exposed to the smoke, like secondhand smoke, Marlboros, and I just guiltily love the smell. It makes me feel like at home and like I'm being held.
There's a comfort to it.
Yeah.
I get that. I agree. All right, let's go from one of the best to what I think will probably be one of the worst. Canada Dry, ginger ale in general. Not a fan. Not a fan of them.
It's functional, but it's not good. I would put it at a D.
I'll give it the D as well. It's just another sick.
Give it the D.
It's just another sick drink to me. Like, I can't drink it, but like if I'm sick and you put a Canada Dry in front of me, I'll drink it and be like, okay, now I'm feeling a little pep in my step. But if I'm well,
ginger in it.
Exactly. If I'm well and I'm drinking it, it's wrong. Let me move it real quick. It's acting up. Oh, heck.
Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor.
Ooh, dang it, man. I was just moving these so good.
Well, isn't it funny how the babies lay with me?
Oh, okay. Well.
Look.
Oh, no. Well.
This is heaven.
It's like I'm not even here.
It's always this way.
It really is. It really
Why
is.
me?
I don't. Doesn't make sense to me either.
I feel special.
You should. I mean, they love their mom. That's all there is to it. They love some Sue Dillon.
Dogs love me.
All dogs. All dogs. Mm-hmm. Even the dog next door, the little yapper dog who doesn't like me.
On the sesh, their dog loved me.
Their dog loved you too. That was like a poodle.
It was a boy. I don't remember his name.
I don't either.
Or was it a she?
It was a good dog. It just didn't really care for me. Mm-hmm. It didn't hate me, but it loved you. All right. Pepsi. Pepsi Cola. What do you got?
I can tolerate Pepsi more than Coke with my change in taste.
Really?
Still don't like it.
Did you like it before?
I loved it.
Really?
It doesn't leave a film in your mouth like Coke.
See, I kind of like the film. I kind of like the.
I don't like that grit.
You hate it whenever I drink a Coke or any kind of soda, and I drink it and I go.
He goes,
And I swish it. Yes, I'm a swisher. I do that. If it's carbonated, I have to do it, or else I won't even taste it.
yeah, I don't know. I'd put Pepsi at an A or a B.
Okay. You might recall that I said Coke among the Coke flavored products was not the best, not the worst Coke flavored one.
Yeah.
This is to me the worst. I don't like the taste of Pepsi. I'm more of a Coke guy. If on the rare occasion I go to a restaurant and say, "Hey, can I get a Coke?" and they say, "Is Pepsi all right?" I say, "No, I'll just have water." Not a Pepsi guy. I don't just hate it completely, but I would much prefer Coke or this other dark horse Coke flavor that's going to come up in a minute. Mm-hmm. So I'd put it D. But you're saying A or B. How about C?
No.
No.
It'd be, if you don't want to put it at an A, then we'll put it at a B.
B minus. How about that?
That's fine. I didn't know that was a thing, but we can do that.
I mean, it's really not, but it's our tier list. We can do what we want.
It's my tier list and I'll do what I want to. Do what I want to. Do what I want to.
If I can move it. Hang on a minute. Oh, there it goes. All right, B minus for Pepsi. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring out the dark horse. RC Cola. I'm a fan of RC Cola.
I haven't
like it.
tasted one since I had Corvus. But, I mean, we'll go with what you say.
I'm thinking A. RC Cola and a moon pie.
Yeah.
For those of you who have never had the vibe check of an RC Cola and a moon pie on your grandma's humid porch in the summertime up under the shade, just pound that RC Cola and moon pie combo. That is an A-tier experience. It has to be humid outside. There have to be cicadas, mosquitoes, some kind of vermin. It is phenomenal. I would not go to a restaurant and order one, and they don't have it anyway, but
Amen, sister.
that alone to me is A tier.
Your thighs are out, and they are there. There's good definition.
Thank you. I've been doing squats.
I'm glad that you do legs because when he first started working out, which was recently, like the past 6 months, he was like, "I'm not doing legs." I said, "You're going to look like a damn upside down triangle. You need to do legs."
I was like, why would I do legs whenever I wear jeans all the time?
I'm so glad you work your legs out.
I will say, and I'm not the most, what am I trying to say? Like, I'll work out and I'll see the results, but I don't see them super well. But in my legs, if I work out my legs like twice, I'm like, dang, they're looking good. You know what I mean? So, like, I'll work out my abs and never see anything.
Well, you got to do those every day if you want to see your abs.
Whew, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
The next one you may not have heard of. I've certainly never had it, but it's called Squirt. It's a lemon lime type thing, citrus thing.
I can picture the label, but I don't know. I've never drank it.
You've probably seen it's on the far right.
Yeah, I've never drank it.
I had a friend from Wisconsin who spoke highly of it. So I think if we've never, he would make a lot of jokes.
A lot of people enjoy squirting and squirt.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never had one.
Squirt.
Do what?
They enjoy squirt.
Yeah.
Ye squirt.
But since we've never had it, I say just stick it in C tier.
Okay.
And maybe we'll try it.
We'll go based off what your friend said, but we don't know, so.
No, exactly. Now, I will say, if I have Squirt, then on the next podcast episode that comes after that, I will revisit this. I'll issue a PSA of my changed opinion on Squirt, or maybe it'll just stay in C tier.
Maybe we should try Squirt.
Maybe we should. I mean, they sell it like at Walmart. They sell it, I think, at all the Kroger's and all that stuff. So, Fanta, specifically grape. Fanta. Not a fan. I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Tastes like medicine.
It does, doesn't it?
I hate grape flavored stuff.
You hate anything grape, don't you? Yeah.
I don't like it. Like I have a lip gloss that I tried, Monsters Inc. And it was Randall.
Great.
And it was grape, and I was like,
Randall would be grape, wouldn't he? He's not very likable anyway.
no. So I'm going F.
I'm okay with F. I think Fanta has more sugar than anything on this list.
Yeah.
If you look up the history of Fanta, you would probably be even more thoroughly disgusted.
Really? What?
Yeah. To my knowledge, it was started in the lead up to the Second World War, whenever certain European countries were not trading with America and they wanted to fulfill their soda desires. So a German brand was created called Fanta to supply Germans with sodas. And so yeah, that was kind of
It's kind of built-in bad taste.
yeah, kind of. So for that reason alone,
No pun intended.
truly bad taste, and they made it taste like medicine probably because they didn't know what they were doing. So F tier. What about this is something you're more familiar.
Cherry Fanta. But anyway,
They have a cherry one.
yeah, they have strawberry. I like strawberry.
I've only had grape, I think.
Ugh. If it's orange, I might, but even then, it's kind of weird. It's kind of medicine-y.
Well, the next one is orange. It's Sun-Kissed. The Sun-Kissed orange soda.
I'll drink those. I don't go for them, but I'd put it at a B or a C.
I'll put it C if that's okay. I really like it. Well, I don't really like it, but I remember growing up, my grandmother, the same one who poured me the Captain Crunch, she was not a big, a huge caffeine drinker, so she would have a lot of Sun-Kissed because I guess they were like seen as healthier.
Yeah.
So I would go there and drink those if I can get it to move. So yeah, I have memories associated with Sunkist that are pretty decent. This next one, you have more experience with than me. Zevia. I've had it, but I don't mind it. I don't really seek it out. But it is really healthy, and I give it points for that.
It's debatable if it's actually healthy. It's not got sugar in it, so that's what makes it healthy. But sometimes people say that the sweetener in it can cause cancer. But honestly, like, what doesn't cause cancer?
Everything causes cancer.
Yeah. So I drink it, but I haven't had it in a while because I've been doing sugar-free Dr. Pepper. But which I prefer over Zevia. But I love Zevia. I would put it in an A. I mean, it's a solid soda.
For what it is, I'm okay with A tier. I will say, I don't understand people, and I'm not trying to shut anything down. I'm just stating my opinion. I never will understand people who, in this day and age where we have Coke Zero, who still reach for Diet Coke.
No.
Like, to me, like, Coke
that
Zero has
make
all
me
the
burp.
advantage with none of the disgusting drawbacks of Diet Coke. I hate Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it.
I'd love to drink it and just belch because it makes me burp.
It does more than regular Coke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Zevia is up in A tier. We're down to two more. Okay, the next one, to me, I know where you're going to put it. It's a juggernaut. A Dr. Pepper.
S tier.
Dr. Pepper is my S tier as well.
The marketing they're doing right now,
Yeah. Are they really? They're
above and beyond.
they're like embracing.
Young gravy.
Is he a Dr. Pepper advocate?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Strawberries and cream, mister.
Oh yeah. Clean.
But he like changed it to
Gravy while you float on me.
strawberries and cream.
Oh, I think I see where he's going with that.
Yeah.
For me, as soon as I made the choice, hey, let's do Cokes, I knew where Dr. Pepper was going to end up. I knew it would be your S tier. It's my S tier as well. I just love Dr. Pepper.
It's just good.
It is so good.
And I'll always want it like over anything else. It makes me really I'll take Dr. Pibb or whatever off-brand.
Mr. Pibb or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. It makes me mad when people just straight up don't have any of it. Like, what? What are you doing? Like the movie theater.
They don't have Dr. Pepper?
No.
Well, it's a Coke product.
Mr.
So if it's a
Pibb?
Pepsi place.
Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
They don't put it on that. What?
Didn't have it. Yeah.
They don't-
I will say we went to Tennessee Tech University, which is a Pepsi Cola campus, and I had an on campus dining plan, so I never got to have Dr. Pepper because it's a Coke product. So
It's kind of bullshit.
I agree. I really love Dr. Pepper. I really want to try this recipe I saw on TikTok where you make hot Dr. Pepper with a lemon. I don't know. I just feel like I would never try something like that if it weren't Dr. Pepper, but I'm willing to try it. I would love to have a Dr. Pepper t-shirt. I love the line on Forrest Gump where Dr. Pepper is being served at the White House, and Forrest Gump says, I could drink about 1.5 million of those. I couldn't agree more with him.
Yeah.
So, huge
It's
Dr.
just
Pepper fan.
good.
Couldn't agree more. The last one on the list, A&W root beer.
I would say I would put that in A tier or S tier, but I'm gonna save my S tier for the
Right.
elite.
I like it. I don't mind it. It's definitely my favorite root beer. I think I don't see it as being better than anything in our A tier. So I would, if it were me, put it in the top of B tier. I think would be my choice.
Interesting.
And if we do put it there, that makes our list pretty spread out. Every tier has more than one product in it, with the exception of D tier, which is plain Coke. And 3 tiers have 3 sodas in them. Exactly. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
We got F tier, Mellow Yellow, Canada Dry, Fanta. D tier, Coke. C tier, Sprite, Sunkist, Squirt. B tier, A&W and Pepsi. A tier, Cream Soda, RC Cola, Zevia. S tier, Dr. Pepper.
Nice.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. Definitely don't mind that at all. What do you want to talk about now?
Let's talk about relationship related stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So recently, let's just be completely 100% transparent. Recently, we've been fighting more.
We have. There's been some knockdown dragouts, metaphorically.
Yeah, and like, which is weird because we have never really fought that bad.
No.
We don't fight bad. We don't scream and yell at each other.
No.
But like just intense fights.
There's a frustration, I think, that our fights that crops up whenever we do fight. It's just frustration is what causes it.
Yeah.
But I think what caused it mostly is we went out for dinner at like 8 p.m. I had only had breakfast. I was starving to death, and I really wanted to watch the presidential debate. So I was on my phone looking at updates while we ate. And then we came back, and you had been live at the restaurant, and you were still live. And I was watching the debate. You called me in here, and we were talking about something. We were doing this bit where you wanted random numbers, specifically for women, to call them and prank call them. And I was very frustrated because I was just trying to watch something, relax. I had a long day, been doing schoolwork, been working. That was the day that my alleged pink eye had to go to the doctor for.
It was a bad day.
I was just not in the best of moods.
And I had one of the best days I've had in years.
You did. And I had kind of a sucky week in general. So I feel like I tainted your good day with my bad day. So you're asking me for these numbers, and I was getting frustrated. And everyone in the chat, I think, was like, "Oh, he's hiding something on his phone. He's clearly
which
he's a
I've
cheater."
never thought of you to do.
No, I wouldn't.
But you were being weird.
I was clearly just.
But not because of that, because you're just exhausted.
PO'd, frustrated. My eyes were still
debate.
Residually itching.
Listening to the Republican debate, which was irritating.
I get it, and I don't. I try not to get too political in public. But I don't. I was unimpressed with what I saw.
That's why I just don't watch it.
So, but the odds of someone on that stage being your next president are pretty good, and some of them have
what are we gonna do about it?
Insane ideas. Just go vote. Everybody should go vote.
So so there's no need to get mad about it.
There's no need to get mad, but still, it's good to be informed.
But you're getting mad. That's why I don't even watch it.
I get it. Besides the point, the chat was accusing me of being a cheater, and Sarah started saying, like, your behavior, and I was getting frustrated and acting up, being rude. Yeah.
To be clear, I wasn't saying anything on the live really about that.
No. But then after that, she was like, well, that's why. That must be why. Because whenever you get that conspiratorial mind, and I know I do this too, you start saying, now all these little things make sense. Because where I work, I have to wear a uniform, and it's a wool shirt. And the collar of that wool shirt often chafes my neck, especially if I have to wear a tie with it, which sometimes I do. And it will give me a rash because I have really sensitive skin anyway.
Only on that one spot.
But it's only on that one spot. I think it's from where I turn my head. I'm constantly turning my head to the right at work because my computer is set up to my right side.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it chafes the left side and not the right. I don't know. But I have really sensitive skin. So she was like, well, that must be a hickey. That's the only thing that makes sense. And she was like, that's why your phone brightness is always so low, because you're hiding things. Whenever, if I use your phone for the calculator or whatever, I turn the brightness way down.
That was a good rebuttal. And it made me let that go for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we got to arguing, and I had to just say, Sarah, I'm not having an affair. I'm not seeing another woman. I'm not DMing any other woman. I have no use for that whatsoever.
I've never thought of you to do that. Well, except for one other time.
When was it? I don't even remember
when we first started dating.
Oh, you thought I had a secret family and everything.
Yeah. Well, Because I've been really hurt.
That's true. And
I
I'm
have
not saying
dated-
that I would not be graceful about it to begin with, but to be burned like you, I couldn't
I
even
have
function.
dated somebody who did that to me.
Yeah.
So, but
Which
not
is
that you
insane.
would, but like it's my own insecurities that bleed out sometimes, and that's what makes us fight partially.
I agree completely. I mean, if my house had been broken into, I would not buy a house that didn't have a fence, strong locks, a Ring doorbell camera, all that stuff, you know? So I think we all put up these walls whenever we've been hurt. And I know I have walls up too. So.
Yeah, but I'm glad. I brought that up not so that we could talk about it publicly, but I just brought it up, which you wanted to share. That's fine. I wasn't trying to get you to like share more than you're comfortable with, and never. I don't feel like you would, but
I wouldn't want you to either.
I brought that up because I've heard people say, and even in marriage counseling, they were like, people that don't fight, like couples that don't fight, don't communicate, and so while fighting is negative, if it's done in a healthy way, I think it's good.
Right.
Because if you're not saying things that would upset the other person, then you're not being 100% transparent and truthful. Because you're always going to get upset with somebody because we're all human, and we're always going to make mistakes.
There's a great quote I really enjoy. It's either Plato or Socrates. I can't remember which of those Greek philosophers, but he said, "I don't need a partner, a friend, I don't need anybody in my life who nods when I nod and agrees with every action I ever make, because my shadow does that better than anyone ever could."
Yeah.
So I feel like if you take any two people on planet Earth, stick them together in the same house for a majority of the time, where that's the person they're seeing the majority of the time, and they don't butt heads, something is insanely wrong.
It would be weird.
It'd be very strange.
Yeah.
But I'm glad in a weird way, I'm glad that we had the fight, quote unquote, and I really feel like we've come out better for it. So
Yeah. It sucks fighting. I don't like it.
sometimes Spanky just needs a spanking.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. There was no corporal.
There was no corporal punishment.
There was nothing physical. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah. I'm pooped. I'm tired. I'm always tired.
I'm not trying to brag, but the 24 milligrams of caffeine in this hit me like in that sweet spot. Because if
Yeah.
I'd gone in there and made a cup of coffee or had an energy drink, which I don't drink energy drinks because they make me want to run headfirst through that wall.
Yeah.
If I had fixed a cup of coffee or a cup of espresso, I would be wired. And I would go to my workout after this and be like unwell. But this is like that sweet spot.
Yeah. It was good, but now I'm like, I want a nap, but I can't take a nap. I have way too much shit to do.
Too busy.
Way too much crap to do.
We had a good little afternoon, though. We went to a restaurant we really liked, a basic eatery. We went to a nail salon we really like.
Yeah, it was good.
I sat in the massage chair and just let go and let God for 45 minutes. That was nice.
I'm just like super behind on my school reading, and I need to get that done. And I need to do prank calls. I'm behind on my prank calls. I have like 10 to do.
Does your schooling, the classes you're in, do they limit how much work you can do? Because I busted my hump I'm taking a Master's of Legal Studies program, and I busted my hump to get a lot of work done. And I got to the end of like a section, and they were like, okay, you can't even open the next section until this date. And I was like, I'm in a work mood. I want to work, you know?
Yeah, it's always been that way for me. I can't work ahead. I have to do it week by week.
So it just makes me feel like I'm barely treading water, you know?
Well, I mean, I don't have the time to go ahead.
Yeah, I get that. Well, yours is a more exhaustive program than mine. Yours is a doctorate, mine's just a master's.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's just different. Yeah, the nature of it is different. It's outside of the doctorate thing.
Yeah, well, it's medicine, and it's dealing with people, and it's a lot. It's exhausting.
So over it. Like, I have been so into it up until now. Like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it, but I've heard this is normal at this stage to get this way because it's been going on 3 years.
Can I try yours?
It's empty, isn't it?
There's a little swig.
You can have it. But my mom got her doctorate and said that she felt the same way. Like, at this point, I'm just like, oh, get me out.
Your mom's doctorate is in education, leadership.
Leadership or something like that, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But it was a good podcast.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. You can catch us next week on Friday, and the episode will air by 6 p.m. Central. So we look forward to seeing you guys here. Thank you for visiting Sue and Spanky.
Bye-bye.